How are you everyone? As for me, I'm doing really great. So long time ago when I was in my rural home, I decided to visit my sister to another village, of course, as I have been hesitant to visit here due to bad roads. There is too much sand everywhere. You'll be like we are walking in the river, sinking in the sand all the way long. You don't want to be there, I tell you. By the time I was at my sister's place, I was very exhausted and in a mess. But deep down in my heart, I just knew that I was just there to enjoy myself with all different kinds of food. As she had many cattle, so the milk was a lot. There was all different kinds of honey, peanuts, ground nuts, you name it. And we didn't have all these things at my place. I ate everything that was available on that day, mixing from one stuff to another, since I was craving for all that kind of stuff. So now later at night, during bedtime, I started to feel like hell is going on in my stomach. I was feeling like there is water boiling inside of me. That pain was unbearable. I don't want to lie, as there were no shots coming out. In the next morning, I then decided to go back home to my parents. So along the way, I started feeling like going to the toilet, but there were no toilets around. So I entered in the field that was next to the road that I was using. I was scared though, because there was a lot of grass, trees everywhere inside that field. So before I helped myself, I started by taking some leaves from a tree, since I had no tissue to use afterwards. At that moment, I heard a confusing sound near my foot. When I looked, there was this big giant snake with the head up ready to bite. From my understanding, I think that the snake was also disturbed by the shaking of the tree by the time I was taking the leaves from that tree. How I got along the road, for sure, I don't know. Even the leaves that I was holding, I don't even know how I dropped them. I just saw myself running. I was running. The stomach ache that I had, it vanished at that moment. Even the feeling of going to the toilet was no more. I was never been that scared in my whole life. From that moment in my house, even if I get in contact with a fly or something, I would scream, thinking that is that snake, or that snake is following me. Nowadays, when I visit to places without toilets, I would rather use a plastic paper, tie afterwards, and then throw away. It's better that way, because it was the worst experience ever. Please don't laugh after watching this video. This one is my first video doing in English. This English is not my mother's tongue, so don't laugh at me. Just